So discernment counseling is when a couple is going through a very difficult time, but they're really at odds. So one person may want to leave the marriage and the other person may want to stay. Now, discernment counseling comes in. This is a pre-divorce counseling, and it provides counseling services and information to both parties. It can be done together. Some of the sessions are done independently. And I believe that I can provide this service that is very beneficial to my clients because of my background in the law as a divorce attorney for over 25 years and also as a counselor. It is not a counseling session to keep couples together. It is rather a counseling session really so that they can understand what their lives after many years of marriage will look like apart. So oftentimes no two people are really on the same timeline when it comes to divorce. Oftentimes I'll have somebody come in and they'll inquire about divorce, they're unsure, they may come back later. And even in my mediation practice, people are at two different points. So, but they are at the point where they both agree that divorce is the answer. Discernment counseling is when you don't know if divorce is the answer and you're trying to figure that out. But there are a lot of different moving parts, right? If you have families, you want to know what your family situation looks like. Where will the children be? How will we pay for the children? How will we take care of all of their needs? You also want to know how will we both survive independently because you've been a partnership for so long. It's an emotional partnership, it's a financial partnership. So we can delve into all of those answers so that before you go and you hire a lawyer, which I am very well aware of that process, you can answer all of these questions, have these discussions with your significant other, and have an understanding of what the future holds. Because again, it is that knowledge, it's that information that allows you to really make a decision. And oftentimes, I'll tell you the truth, like I will have people that come in and they definitely want to get divorced. They think it's always going to be better and the other party doesn't want a divorce. And when you go through counseling, you'd be surprised at how often those positions shift. And oftentimes at the end of counseling, the end result usually is they're much closer together on that timeline for what they want. Do they want to go to marriage counseling and try and make it work, which is an option, or do they want to proceed to divorce? And what's the best way for them to do that? And it is a very important process, right? Because it's a huge decision. Divorce is very stressful. It's very financially challenging. And certainly it's a very emotional decision. It changes people's lives. So discernment counseling really is an area where they can ask all those questions. They can get answers. And they're not solving problems as much as they're getting an understanding of where they are and what they want, with all of the tools and the faculties and the information about what a future without their significant other would look like. And that's hugely important and hugely helpful as an attorney to have clients come in and have an idea of who they will become when they're no longer part of a partnership and what their life will look like. Because that's what you want. You want somebody that's coming in when you're an attorney. You want a client that is their best self and is comfortable with the future. Because when people are afraid of the unknown, it's very difficult to make decisions. So discernment kind of helps people get through that process, gives them confidence that is difficult, and allows them to ask very intimate questions about their relationships in a very private setting.